Welcome. My name is Steve Hill, and I'm the Marketing Director for SCADA Software Systems and Solutions at Emerson Remote Automation Solutions. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take an existing FB3000 that has been configured in AUTOSOL ACM and copy it, adding a new RTU to the system. As you've seen in the previous video, we've created an RTU and the associated meters at pad 151. We're going to copy the folder that contained this RTU and all the meters and rename it pad 152. Go through the meters and the RTU that are in the folder and rename each one. The name you choose is up to you, but it should be unique. It shouldn't be the same as the original name. We're just choosing 152 for convenience. It happens to match the IP address of the RTU we're using. Once you've renamed each of the meters and the RTU at the pad, you'll need to create a new communications port. Again, you can copy the existing port and initially just rename it to have a name that reflects the new port. And my names always include the IP address, so I've changed that. But it is important to realize that you should edit the properties using the form within ACM. So go to the port tab and change the IP address to match the IP address of the new RTU. Enable that port and then save the settings. You then need to return to the RTU, edit that, and go to the connection tab. And here you will need to change the connection to use the new port that we've just created. So there it is on the list. Click OK. Save the settings, but then you need to check and the RTU is not enabled. By default, when copied, they're not enabled. So we click the Enable tab, save it again, and at this point you can see it's now enabled in the tree on the left. The next step is to check if communications are working. So choose Command, Test Communications, and here you can see we had a successful communication. Having done that, then retrieve the historical data. If this is the first time you've communicated with the RTU, this may take some time. It needs to retrieve all the history and the alarms and the events for the device. Similar to the earlier video where we added the first RTU, you'll see the collections completed once it's collected all the alarm records. The alarm upload is complete if you look in the status window at the bottom. You can then go to the RTU in the left-hand tree, right-click, and choose Republish Device Records from the tree. Now here I'm going to choose a different date time. There's no need to do this. You can go for the default, but this RTU was only recently added to the system, so I'm just choosing the last few days. And then it will have created the CFX file because the publisher is common to all RTUs on the system, and we can see there's a CFX file here. And if we open it with FLOWCAL Show CFX, you'll see the information on this RTU, the configuration data. And if we go to the history, there are no alarms or events. The RTU has only very recently been set up in the last couple of hours, and you can see that in fact there is history just for the last couple of hours there. So that completes the demonstration of how to add a new FB3000 to an existing ACM configuration by simply copying and editing an existing RTU within the system. Thanks again for watching. Please look at the Emerson Remote Automation Solutions channel on YouTube for more useful and interesting videos regarding the FB3000.